Alright, this is a core workout and some back and shoulder workout. I'm going to start with some V's, some Y's here, sorry. The Y's are to work on your upper trap back area. What you want to do here is you want to lay down, face down, with your arms extended in a 30% angle, forming a Y. Then you really want to push through your shoulders and extend your arms as much as possible. That will cause your shoulder blades to come up. And then squeeze your shoulder blades together. This will help raise your arms. You'll get nice, good movement in there. You don't really want to use your shoulders so much. You really want to drive with your back and shoulders there. And next we're going to do some push-ups. I'm experimenting with the side to side. I kind of like it. I think I need to work on a little bit of form. It looks like my shoulder, my elbow should be a little bit closer to my body. But I do about 20 here, 10 on each side. Feel free to just do normal push-ups if that's what you're accustomed to. And from there, we're going to go into a reverse plank bridge. I like to do this after the push-up just because it allows me to stretch out my chest. So you want to really squeeze your shoulder blades together, opening up your chest, and really squeeze your glutes. That will help keep that nice flat level plane there. And you see my knees are kind of slightly bent, and I walk them a little bit forward here. That's the further out they go, the harder this is. So I start off easy and I get a little bit harder. I think I go back to easy later on. We've got 3 rounds of these to do, and after the 3rd one it gets really hard, or after a couple of these it gets really hard. I'm holding this for about 45 seconds. Feel free to hold it for like 10, 15 seconds. 15, 30, 45, a minute, whatever works for you. Next we're going to go into tuck hollow hold. I lose track of the time on this. I'm supposed to just do a minute. I think I do a minute 20. Tuck hollow holds I love hollow holds. Tuck ones are great. They're good for beginners and they help warm up your body as well. Still challenging. Remember to squeeze everything. You want to squeeze your knees together. You want to squeeze your ankles together. You want to flex those feet. You want to squeeze press those arms out in front of you as far as they can go. Really make sure with all hollow holds you're keeping your lower back flat on the ground. It needs to stay flat. Use those lower abs to really drive that back to the ground. Oh, so while we're waiting for this to finish, so there's like 3 rounds of this. First round, if you're just a beginner, you can just stop after that. If you're intermediate, go for 2 rounds. And if you want to punish yourself a little bit more, do the 3rd round. It's a lot. It was a lot for me. Here we're going to go into an arch hold. I'm just starting arch holds. So I'm just going to hold this for 30 seconds. You want to really squeeze everything from your toes up to your head. Really get a good arch in that posterior chain. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your shoulders together, squeeze everything. Your lower back, mid back, make everything arch really nice. And this will be hard. Oh my God, I was shaking and shaking and shaking at the end of this. And now we're going to do some T's for the shoulder. Same thing, really extend these arms out to the side as much as possible and drive with your shoulder blades, bringing those arms up. Focus on your shoulder blades, not your delts. And I think I do about 30 of these. Do 10, 15, 20, whatever you're good for. But do these a lot. Don't feel like you have to do a lot in one day. Just be very consistent with them. Oh, and here I'm going to get into this pike push-up. This is my first time using the elevated pike. It's super challenging. If you're not accustomed to doing pike push-ups, definitely stay on the ground. You can keep your feet flat to make it easier, or you can do what I'm doing here on the step where you get on your toes. But the higher your toes and your heels are, the more challenging this workout becomes. But in terms of form, you see how I'm coming down and really kind of kissing the ground? That's what you want to see. Then you want to come back into that V shape. And here we get into a side plank, well, almost into a side plank. Make sure to keep your balance. I used to do these on my elbow, so I'd have my forearm flat on the ground, and those are a great way to do these. I've trying to push myself a little bit more, so I'm going fully elevated, balancing on the hand. Still struggling with it a little bit, as you can see. The forearm is much better, but you really want to make sure you're pushing through that lower arm and you're not letting your shoulder sag at all. And I like to keep the upper arm up and twisted where the palm is facing up. I just get some rotation in that other shoulder, and I need to practice that as much as possible. So this gives me a minute. I'm going to stay in this for a minute. So it gives me a minute of holding that arm and that rotation. And then we'll go to the other side. And again, make sure that you're not sagging into that lower shoulder. You really want to like keep that shoulder open and support yourself so that you're not jamming your arm into your shoulder. Here I'm just waiting for the clock to come around. I like to go on either the top, the 15, the bottom, the 45, or the top of them. Top and bottom, it's a swimming thing. It's top is 0, bottom is 30, so it's like analog clock. So again, I am trying to keep that body super rigid, squeezing my legs. I should be flexing my feet, but I think I'm just trying to maintain balance here. And my arm rotation is not great. I'm really struggling with balance today. I was doing some hand balancing before this, and maybe I'm just tired. Oh, and through all these exercises, make sure to breathe. Always breathe, 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 breathe. You can see I'm doing a belly breath. You have to have that belly breath. If you don't, you're just gonna be in trouble. Yeah, I'm just super sweaty. It's hot. It's really hot today. So we're gonna get into some scapular push-ups. So I'm cleaning my forearms so I don't slip all over the mat. But yeah, get into your belly breath and really use that to help you go. Take breaks where you need it. If you get too much, just pause it. So here, I like to see myself like not lean so much forward, but just come up and down. But you really want to think about getting those shoulder blades protracted and then retracted. And that should be all your movement. Just protracting and retracting your shoulder blades. That leaning forward, I don't need to do that. So I've gotten into some bad habits. Oh, and then at the end of this, we're doing 10 and then hold for 10 seconds. All right, here we're going to do a tucked seated V. And again, I'm just waiting for the clock to come around. So when you do this, on this one, I'm not fully extending my legs. I'm keeping them bent. And I kind of let my legs just kind of, like I'm finding my balance here, and I let my legs kind of drop a little bit, but they really should be parallel to the ground. I fix that in a little bit. And think about, extending as much as possible, but keep those legs parallel. And then the round 2, we'll do a V sit here and a full V sit. And now we're going to do some underarm rows. So I'm using some sawhorses here and a little broomstick. Then I just get a 90-degree bend on my knees and pull up. I'm focused on my scapular retraction at the beginning, and when that's fully retracted, then I just pull up with my arms until my chest reaches the pole. And I like to think about how can I maintain that drive and that momentum without stalling, and that transition between the scapular retraction and then the arms is where I kind of like try and keep it very smooth and consistent. Now we're going to do a quadruped rotation. With this, make sure you get your lower back tucked and really try and drop that thoracic. Think about squeezing those shoulder blades together and do those rotations. I was finding I was feeling it so much in my thoracic and my hip. My hip was really tight today. It was causing me some pain in my thoracic. Those two are really connected. And now we're going to switch to the other side. Get a little bit confused on this first arm. I'm like starting with the same arm I just did. Let's fix it for anything. And here we're just going to do some assisted hip rotations. I'm just trying to warm up some hips so we can do some stretching later on, and we're going to lose. I've got really tight hips, so I've got to work on them like every day. That's why I just put them part of my core, and hips are part of your core too. Everyone thinks stomach, but really anything that connects up to your torso. and that pelvic region, all that stuff is all to your core. The chest down into your upper legs, hips. And all the stuff that stabilizes you. And the hips are key to balance. So I'm using that backhand to assist the transition between. Just take your time. Just gonna get some movement here, warming up. It's really hot today, super sunny. It's been really sunny. It's getting really dark. I'm trying to like keep the sun to a minimum, but there's not a lot of shade in my backyard. Alright, and here we're going to go into some shoulder exercises, doing the W. So it's like the T and the Y, but this time it's a W, and my palms and hands right there, they're about shoulder height, and there's a bend in my elbows, so I kind of form a W with my arm. And again, you're trying to drive your arms up with your shoulder blades, not your delts. So this is all of like shoulder blade focused workout on this. And we're going to do some side to side push-ups again. Doing 20 in total, 10 per side. Again, do what you can do. If you can do these, if you can do full archer ones, that's great. I'm trying to do like a little mini archer here. It's a little challenging still. So we started round 2. I'm so sorry, I spaced out. The W was started round 2, and here we're doing a reverse plank bridge. Again, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your shoulders together, really create that coffee table look. Forelegs and flat top. And I think I'm gonna like squeeze my glutes here in a little bit. Yeah, there it goes. It's so important to keep those glutes squeezed. They drive your hips up, and you want that tension. And now we're going to do a hollow hold. This one's a straddle one, so I come out of the tuck, but I'm keeping my legs wide. And I'm trying to push them, keep them long, but push them out as wide as possible. I'm focusing on pushing out. This can get challenging, but I feel like it's a little easier than the full hollow hold because of your lever side on your legs isn't quite as long. And then round 3 we'll do a full hollow hold. I'm holding this one for a minute. Full hollow hold I will not be holding for a minute. But really breathe too while you're in this. It's important to breathe. If you can breathe through your diaphragm, that's great. I was really struggling today. Make sure to stay hydrated. Take your rest where you need it. I'm taking a little break here. We're going to get into archer hold here when I get done with my little break. And this time I'm keeping the arms straight ahead. Lengthening that lever, making it a little bit harder to get into that arch. This is a challenging exercise. I just started adding it to my routine and it is hard. Squeeze everything. Squeeze those glutes together, squeeze those shoulder blades. Reach, reach, reach. Reach through the shoulders, reach through the legs. Squeeze everything. Point those toes, squeeze those calves. Okay, and now I think we're going to do an L for the shoulders. So with an L, it's like the W, except for those shoulders, or the elbows should be squeezed down further towards your body, and the arms should be lower than the shoulders. So I should try and get those elbows closer to my body, and really, well, the focus really is on your shoulder blades. You really want to press the shoulder blade down and then squeeze it together, draw your arms up, and then lower them to lower your arms. But the focus on that really is thinking about pushing the shoulder blade down. And like I said, it was really hot today, so I'm taking a little break here to get some water. I should have just taken a break in between round 1 and round 2, but I was going to try and see if I could muscle my way through it all, and that was a no. It was really hot, I was sweating a lot. I need more water. And now we're going to do those pike push-ups again. Again, I'd probably recommend you stay on the ground and keep your feet flat, or you can raise your heels, get up on your toes. But if you want to get elevating them hard, that's fine. But again, the position here is you want to lean forward and really almost kiss that ground, and come back and make sure you get back into that V with your head in between your arms. Do the full range of motion. Don't cheat yourself any. This is going to really work on those shoulders. Oh my gosh. This was hard. It was really hard doing them elevated. So I'm getting into hand balancing, and that pike push-up is great for your handstand strength. I'm not quite there on the handstand. I'm taking my time. I'm making that journey, not a race. But I want to make sure that I'm ready when I get there. Kind of reviewing things. I'm always adding things to the routine. Routine's grown way too long. I think this started off as a 10-minute core exercise, and now it's like a 50-minute full body workout. Now we're going to do that hollow hold. I start off, side hollow hold, yeah, side hollow hold. I start off in this like tucked position again, and then get my back flat, and then pull out of it and rotate into my side. And you gotta find this balance on your side and on your back. There's a little sweet spot where you can just hold everything in that spot. But with these, you want to push your feet up, push your hands up. Oh, there's my dog Tucker. You're on the camera line. He walked back through again. Oh, there he is in the background. But yeah, make sure you're like squeezing your knees together. So on that bottom leg, really push it up. You're gonna use your adductor to squeeze that leg up, and it'll make a big difference. And then I'm going to switch sides. I'm taking a little break, 30-second break or 45. It's really hard today, really hot. Again, you start with getting that lower back flat, and then extend out to your full body, all hole on your side. Get those feet up as much as you can, your arms up as much as you can. You don't have to be as high as I am. I think I'm pretty high. I should be a little bit more forward facing. I was having a hard time doing bouncing today. I did some hand balancing earlier in the day and leg workout. It was hot. Again, it was hot today. I'm trying to get more on my side, but my body's just fighting me. Next we're going to do a 30, oh those were minute holds, sorry. Minute holds, again do 15, 30, 45, a minute, whatever you can do. But if you're doing a minute, that's good enough. So when I get done with this break, I'm going to do a leaning plank. I keep my feet tucked underneath and bring my arms back and then get up into a lunge. Typically I'm in a better lean than this with my arms back a little bit more. I don't know what was going on today. So those arms really should be more about, or the hands should really be about where your belly button is, not where your shoulders are. It's more like a plank. Oh, here's that V-sit that I promised from earlier. The full V-sit. I just add these into the routine too. So this is just a 30-second hold. Oh, that was a 30-second hold on the last one. I'm gonna try and be better with these times, but please just do what you can do. This is more competition with yourself than the competition with me. I'm really trying to find my balance in this still. I'm just here to give you a little bit of pointers here and there. Again, with this one, make sure your toes are flexed, legs are really flexed, body flexed. I feel like I should be bringing those legs up a little bit higher, but I'm just trying to maintain my balance here. Again, I'm just starting with these, but I'll get there, you'll get there, we'll get there together. It'll be great. Again, this is underhand row, so palms are facing up when I grab the bar, and then start squeezing the scapulars together. That'll raise you up, and then use your arms to bring you all the way to the chest of the bar. And if you can't make it all the way to the bar, go as high as you can go. And if you can't do 10, I'm doing 10. If you can't do 10, then go up there and do eccentrics and lower yourself as slow as you can, and do as many eccentrics as you can. Do it nice and controlled, whatever you do. Nice and controlled up, nice and controlled down. And here I'm supposed to do the quadruped rotations again, but I skipped that for some reason and got into this minute-long hold for 90-90. So I've got my foot in front of me in 90 degrees, and then the back leg is out at a 90 degree. So it's 90 degrees in the front one and then 90 degrees behind you. So if you're looking at a clock, it'd be like noon and 3 o'clock with your legs, and then your shins are 90 degrees from there. And here, this first stretch, I'm just trying to get my head over my knees. I'll switch to the other side, and then after that we're going to go into head over the ankles. It's a more difficult stretch, but my hips are so tight all the time. I'm making really good progress now. My head's almost to the ground on this side. This is my more flexible on this exercise side. Okay, so that back leg is at 90 degrees, coming straight out, and then you can see the front leg is at 90 degrees. And this is my bad side. You can see how slow it's going down. This is already putting a lot of tension on. But today was a great day for the stretch. It slowly came and released, and I got down a lot further than I typically do. I was feeling a lot of release on my lower back and upper glute area. It was really allowing me to get down more into that stretch. Oh, and with my left arm there, I'm pulling onto my foot, and I'm using my right arm to kind of like push me over my body, because that hip's so tight I'm gonna like fall over and like lean out of that position, so I'm having to really press to keep myself stabilized. And this time I almost got down to the ground too, so that was good. I was started off really high, and I just kept on getting more release, so I just kept going. Go until you get no more release, then you know you're done. And if you're still high, go a little bit longer, get some movement. But when you do that movement for the first time and it keeps going, then keep going with it till it stops. Here I'm grabbing my foot to really pull me over so that I can get over that ankle. So your chest is like aiming straight for your ankle there, ankle heel area. And breathe through all this. Make sure you're breathing. You're not gonna get any muscle release if you're not breathing. You need the oxygen. Muscles won't relax if you don't breathe. So this is a pretty challenging one for myself. Again, I'm using the right hand to really push my body over, and then slowly coming down. Things are releasing, so it's making progress. Oh, so since we're talking about core and all these stomach exercises, everything like that, I want to let you know I have not always been so lean in my life. Actually, this is the first time I've ever been lean like this ever in my life. A friend that said, you know, some people can get ripped, some people can't, and he was talking about me as the latter, where you cannot get ripped. But I changed. Things changed with me. It wasn't really diet, it was intermittent fasting, and I did like a couple 20-hour fasts and a couple 16-8 throughout the week, and that worked well for me. But now I'm just on a 1 meal a day type of schedule. Meal usually takes me a couple hours to eat, but I don't like to eat too fast. I really like intermittent fasting. You should research it. If you have questions about it, I'll gladly answer anything. I've done a lot of research. There's a lot of medical professionals in my family, so I'm not scared of biology or chemistry. So if you have some questions or you want some recommendations, feel free. I should do better on my diet. I eat cookies and cake and ice cream every night, but I'm happy. I'm really happy, but I'm sure I could look leaner or better or something if I cut out some of the sugar, because everyone says sugar's so bad for you, but I like it. Another break. Once I start breaking, I tend to add a lot of breaks. A hard time controlling my body temperature, so I need water and breaks to get through this. Oh, here we're gonna do this is round 3. We're into round 3. We're doing the push-ups now. Side to side. I'm trying to do like maybe like a half arch or something. I don't know. Those elbows should be a little bit tighter to my body. Not flared out at 90%, but they're kind of like 60% when they should be more like 45. It is hot, so round 3 was really challenging for me. There's a lot less to do in round 3, but it's still challenging. So we're going to get up into that reverse plank again, reverse plank bridge, and again squeeze those glutes. Make sure you're squeezing those glutes and squeezing those shoulder blades together. When I saw this exercise, I was like, oh wow, that looks like a little coffee table. I love it. It's great for opening up your chest and working on your shoulders and hopefully working on the thoracic a little bit too. I need help on all those things. So I'm trying to improve it there. Here we're going to do the hollow hold I promised. This one I think is only like 15 or 20 seconds. Just do it for as long as you can. If you can do a minute, more power to you. Round 3 was really challenging for me. Today was really challenging for me. It was a long day. Yeah, there you go. So I always get into that hollow hold first and then go up into the full one. I was really struggling with this. I lost that flat back at one point. Let's see if we can figure out where that was. Oh, I think it's around here. I don't know. I'm still yeah. It was okay. You see how much gap there is now? I maintained it pretty flat most of the time. But yeah, make sure you keep that lower back flat against the ground. That's the whole point of the hollow hold. That's your hollow position. There's a couple more on this round 3. I don't like to do too much. Or we've run out of all the exercises to do. There's no more shoulder exercises to do. So, we're going to get into that underarm pull up again. Again, start by squeezing your shoulder blades together and then pull up with your arms. Yeah, I wish I had a chin-up bar. That would be great. I could do some chin-ups, some pull-ups. But I don't have one of those at home, so this is my little substitute for it. And rows are great for your posture, great for getting that thoracic strengthening. I need a lot of work there. I don't know if you can tell during some of this workout, but I need to get that thoracic released a little bit and extended. And now we're going to get into that pike push-up. So this is another shoulder exercise. This one, you know, it was challenging for me, so I'm taking a little break beforehand. And again, get into that V shape. When you come down, lower your head forward like you're trying to kiss the ground in front of you. Like you just got off a ship. You just got off one of those cruise ships. It was COVID-19 and like, I'm back on land. Thank you, thank you, thank you. God, that was horrible for those people. But yeah, so just you know, make sure you do full range of motion. Kiss the ground, head in between the arms. 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 Now, if you want to make it easier, lower the heel. If you want to make it harder, raise the heel. If you want to make it harder again, go get a step stool and put your feet on top of the step stool. And now there's just one more thing to do. It's a hip mobility exercise. Oh wait, yeah, this one we're going to do the quadruped rotation first. I didn't forget this round, but I did forget it on the voiceover. Oh, this is where I got confused. Yep. Yeah, so do both sides. I was really feeling on the hips. It's really tight there. Even after all that stretching. Yeah, and that lower back is arched. There shouldn't be that arch. So I think I cut that a little bit, but it would be better to get those hips properly rotated. Now we're going to just do some hip rotations and from a deep squat. Today I was not feeling it, so I'm doing these assisted. Just using that back arm to help lower and raise me off the ground. If you have the strength, you don't need that hand assist, take it away. Do it the hard way. I think we do 5 of these or 10 of these. So that was enough. Alright, this is a core workout.